Channel 5, we're there for you. When times are tough, we'll help you through. With news and sports and weather, we'll always be together. We're with you through it all. Channel 5.
Welcome back to Channel 5 News. I'm Fred Goff.
And I'm Lancelot Superstat.
And I'm Dan Smith.
We got a great one for you today. We got the Iowa Cubs and the Omaha Storm Chasers. A great matchup coming from the three of us. We're super excited to bring it to you. Dan, what's our starting lineup look like?
Well, for the Iowa Cubs, we got Robbie DiBiase as the designated hitter, Jim Stoddard at center field, Alex Alonso at left field, Aaron Alford at right field, Eric Vincent at third baseman, Guy Coleman at catcher, Marinoi Kawasaki at shortstop, Jeremiah Weeks for second baseman, and Alexis Chavez at first baseman. And for the Omaha Storm Chasers, we have Billy Burns, Ben Costo at center fielder, Peter O'Brien at shortstop, Brian Pina at left field, Raman Herrera at catcher, Michael Volpe as a designated hitter, Roman Pierre at third baseman, Whit Merrifield at the right field, and Greg Cabot at first base.
The name that really points out to me is Billy Burns, as Steve Stephanopoulos is with him down on the field.
Thanks, Fred. I'm sitting here with Billy Burns. Billy Burns, 29 home runs on the year. What's been clicking for you?
You know, just like the managers and the coaches and the food we eat. You always want to eat green beans, kids out there watching this thing. You know, no steroids whatsoever. So I hate when people say that because it's just raw talent out there.
And what is it going to take to beat the Iowa Cubs? Iowa Cubs on a hot streak. What's it going to take to take down the Cubbies?
We just going to hit some dingers and strike them out.
Thank you. Back to you.
Thanks, Steve. Compelling stuff down there from Billy Burns. Now, Fred, you got our word on the starting pitcher today for the Storm Chasers.
Yeah, we have Carnes with a 5.15 ERA, and he is 6-2 on the year.
Yeah, he's a good pitcher, but we'll see if he can actually finish where it counts.
Yeah, a great matchup coming ahead for us. When we return from the break, we got the Storm Chasers and the Iowa Cubs on the Channel 5 Sports Radio.
Scotch Tape by 3M. The Scotch brand family. A job worth doing deserves the right tools. Scotch.
Welcome to Warner Park. I'm your host, Lancelot Superstat, and with me today,
Fred Goff.
and we got a great matchup for you. The Omaha Storm Chasers and the Iowa Cubs.
Yeah, Carnes with a 5.15 ERA.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day for baseball here as Roby
Now
Diabasi.
batting for Iowa Cubs, designated hitter, Robbie DiBiase.
So DiBiase steps into the batter's box here against Carnes.
Left-handed hitter.
Carnes' first pitch is going to go low, called strike one on the changeup. A great pitch. And Fred, I mean, it's not just us today. We got Steve Stephanopoulos coming in to call the game with you. We got Dan Smith calling it with you. And, of course, my personal favorite, Ollie Williams, will be calling the game with us today.
Some quality content from Ollie.
Honestly.
Weatherman and a sportscaster.
Well, we got a pop fly out to center. The Cubs. Yeah, Storm Chasers race under and make the grab, one down in the top of the first.
Great run by that center fielder, Jim Stoddard.
We'll step to the plate here. Yeah, Jim Stoddard's a big name. You got Alexis Alonso, and of course, batting cleanup is Aaron Alford out of right field. And we talked all about this starting lineup and the big names. But there's some big ones here.
Now batting, Jim Storford.
So Carnes back on the mound here, one down, top of the first. Carnes winds up, fires high, and missing ball one. And like we talked earlier, a beautiful day, 52 degrees, clear skies, all around. Just a
9
great
per hour
day.
mile wind. Really going to help with the ball and its movements.
Yeah, so we'll see if the wind affects it at all today as Carnes winds and fires. A big swing and a miss there, and it evens the count back up at 1-1. So we got a 1-1 count here, top of the first. Carnes sets, winds his feet, fires low. It's ripped in the gap, and it's going to drop in for a one-out single. And just like that, the Cubs got a base runner.
Great out by the by Storm Chasers. Carnes 6-2 on the year.
Carnes he's been pretty well for him, 6-2 like you said, but that 5.12 ERA is not looking good.
No.
So runner on first here after the line drive single. The wind up and the pitch out. He's checking that runner on first. He's quick over there, so trying to keep him honest as Alexis Alonso steps to the plate. It's a 6'1 batter, 22 years young.
Pretty young, but that's how they like him.
That's how they like him in the minors. So, Carnes winds up here. The 1-0 pitch goes outside, ball 2, and he's quickly behind 2-0.
Two left-handed batters back to back.
It's a dangerous setup for the Iowa Cubs to kind of rip them down that right field line, but we'll see if they change the defensive settings at all here. And they throw back onto first, checks the runner, but he's easily back safe. The 2-0 pitch here for Carnes on Alexis Alonso. Right down the pipe, runner goes, throw down to second, not in time. He's safe, and a stolen base by the Iowa Cubs.
Stoddard really fast on his feet, really got on the pitcher.
He's quick. They tried to catch him, but he's just too fast. He was easily safe, probably beat it by about a second.
Puts him one step closer to scoring.
Yeah, Ducks on the pond here. Runner in scoring position for the Cubs, and the top of the first. The ball goes low, 94 miles an hour. And Aaron Alford is on deck. Alford, last game, had back-to-back home runs. So he's coming into this game with a lot of momentum for the Cubs.
Getting some pitches he's not looking at too well.
So here's the 2-1, a big swing and a miss on the 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Puts the count full. Can Carnes get out of this one? That one was right down the gut as we look at it on our pitch cam. 92 mile an hour. That one has some speed on it, and they got him. After the back-to-back off-speed pitches, he came with the fastball. So the full count pitch. Swing and a miss again. Strike 3, sits down Alexis Alonso.
Big out by
Devin, go.
So some comedic play there from our PA guy. So that puts 2 down here in the top of the first, the runner in scoring position. But you gotta love playing here in Kansas City.
Yeah,
Great PAs.
2 outs already for the Storm Chasers, and well positioned with only 12 pitches for Carnes.
Yeah, he's not working too hard. Aaron Alford steps into the batter's box here, a 1-0 count as the first pitch came inside on him. Carnes goes back into the stretch. Looks the runner at second. Now faces home, gets the call, and fires inside again. Ball 2.
Stoddard looking to get another stolen base to get on one base left.
And get him to third, but Carnes is keeping his eye on him. So Carnes goes back in, and he's eyeing Stoddard back at second. Now looks and fires. This one's ripped foul down right field line. And the count goes 2-1. Carnes back into the windup. Fires, and it's a called strike 2. So a 2-2 count here with 2 down in the top of the first.
Carnes looking for that second strikeout in the inning with 2 outs already and 1 on second base. Runner on second.
That one goes outside, and now another full count for the Iowa Cubs. Back-to-back full counts. Can he get another strikeout here? Runner on second, top of the first. Carnes checks the runner. Fires low. Called strike 3. He got him looking. And that will end the inning. The Storm Chasers come up clutch. Only 1 hit that inning for the Iowa Cubs. So when we return, we'll be back here at Warner Park, where we will have Fred Goff on your play-by-play here on the Chai Sports Radio.
Back here at Warner Park with Fred Goff.
And me, Lancelot Supersad.
We are on the Chai Sports Radio with Iowa against the Iowa Cubs against the Omaha Storm Chasers.
And we got Cologne on the mound today.
Leading off for the Omaha Storm Chasers, Billy Buns.
Well, Billy Burns steps in here. We talked to him before the game, you and I did. Or excuse me, well, we didn't, but Steve did, and he had a lot to say.
Yeah, Barnes really enthusiastic about the wins. Likes his dingers, and likes a lot of runs.
Yeah, and for those of you watching now and looking at how they don't look similar, it's the lighting backstage kind of messes with him a little bit. So
Probably not the best white background for him.
no, but it is what it is.
As Cologne throws 2 balls against Barnes. Cologne lets it right down the middle as they get his first strike. They count 2-1, bottom of the second. No scores earned.
So still a tight one here in the first inning.
Cologne low and inside. Evens out the count 2-2 as they call that one a strike.
Over to short, and they got him.
Stepping up for Omaha,
Oh, wow.
center fielder Ben Costo.
Burned with a 235 batting average.
That's been in these last couple games. He's been phenomenal. So we'll see if he can keep it up here. But for Omaha right now, they're playing really well. They got to continue that as we keep going as Ben Casto steps into the batter's box.
One out for the storm chase for Iowa. Iowa lets it go far outside as
Clone.
no hitter. As the storm chasers is not going to follow it. Cologne with an even count lets the third pitch go to be a 95-mile-per-hour fastball called as a ball. Cologne high and outside as we have Peter O'Brien on deck, ready. Castro eyeing Cologne. Cologne lets it go low and center as they're gonna call that one a ball, and it's gonna make it a full count for Cologne.
Full count. We've seen a couple of these today so far.
3
Some on the
already.
top. Yeah, two in the top of the first, now one here in the bottom.
Cologne lets it go. Castro connects with the ball, fouls it right foul line.
Straight back into the dugout there. Oh,
As
that one.
Castro flies it out and connects, and the left fielder for the Storm Chasers gets the out.
Stepping to the plate, shortstop Peter O'Brien.
2 outs for Iowa. Iowa looking good with only 12 pitches on Cologne on the bottom of the second with no scores ran for both teams. Cologne lets the first pitch go. It's going to be called a strike at the very bottom of the strike zone.
That's a tough call to make as an ump. It broke late, but he gives him the benefit of the doubt there. Strike one.
O'Brien, a right-handed hitter, against Cologne, a right-handed pitcher. As Cologne is up 0-2 in the count.
Just missed low there with that curveball. You tried to get him to chase. And that's a tough one to lay off of. Smart play by O'Brien, though.
O'Brien, a smart player for the Storm Chasers. The count 1-2 with 2 outs for Iowa. Bottom of the first.
He
As
got
first
it.
baseman catches the line drive.
What a snag. And that'll end the first inning of play.
I'm Fred Goff along with Lancelot Supersad, and you have been listening to the Chai Sports Radio.
Now batting, third baseman, Eric Vincent.
Hello, I'm Dan Smith alongside Steve Stephanopoulos.
Thank you for having me, Dan.
Yeah, what a great game. Vincent batted 600 over these last 3 games, playing unbelievable baseball.
He's a hot hitter, and he's trying to keep the bats going for the Cubs.
Second ball was a changeup for strike 2, and an even count at 1 apiece.
Karn's trying to calm down after first inning, but almost saw Cubs scratch a runoff. He's been a solid pitcher for the Storm Chasers.
Second ball was low outside, called for strike 2, now 1-2 count, top of the second. And here's the pitch. And a swing right down into the dirt.
So if you notice, Karn's keeping his pace up, keep going, not wasting any time, trying to get through the order quickly for the Storm Chasers.
Here's the 1-2. Out low inside for ball 2. Now even count again at 2 apiece. And here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing a line out to shallow right field. It will be good enough for a base hit.
Good hit there. He just kept his bat, got it on the ball. The ball staying in the zone long enough for him to just put a barrel on it. Great
Now
job as a
batting.
hitter for the Cubs.
Catcher, Guy Coleman.
Guy Coleman, a very solid catcher, getting those stolen bases from being a catcher to second, just absolutely has a humongous fastball, only 27 years young.
Yeah, he's a great hitter. Trying to get back in the groove of things. Have a little bit of a cold streak the past few weeks, but he's a really great hitter. You can't let up. No one to really let up for the Iowa Cubs lineup. Very deep team.
Got runners on first, and here's first pitch, and it's right down the middle for strike 1. Great way to get to start off against this batter. Try to get this runner on first, does not get the ball in time. We will reset. Carnes gets into his stands. Goes again, does not get him again. He's trying to get that.
Yeah, he's really trying to get that runner out. Not really focused on the batter here.
And here we go to the batter, and a swing and a miss. Middle inside, looks like it was almost for his elbows.
Carnes completely fooled him there. That was really a funky pitch that never really curved the way it was supposed to, but it fooled him, got him jammed up inside.
Swing and a miss. It will be no balls, 2 strikes. It'll be high inside for ball 1.
Better eye there for Coleman. Great job just watching the pitches.
Overall, Carnes playing a pretty solid offensive game right now.
The Cubs have really been patient on the base pass, looking for their pitches.
Low is the dirt. Thought about going to stealing for second, but will not get there. It's now 2-2. Carnes sets. Here's one of in the pitch. A grounder out of bounds for a foul ball, and that ball boy might get that to a fan, or might just keep it for himself.
There's nothing like getting a foul ball when you go out to the game.
Tries to get the runner again. I think he wants to get it, but there might be some bad blood with those two.
Really trying to get that runner out so he can end the threat here.
And a swing and a miss, strike 3.
That was a great pitch by Carnes. That ball just dropped right out of the zone. Completely fooled him.
Now batting, Minori Kawasaki.
Kawasaki, I don't know if his family owns the Kawasaki dealership, but who knows? That might be a good thing, have a Kawasaki dealership and a player playing for him.
Hard to tell if he drives a Kawasaki, but you know he drives in those runs, leading the Cubs in RBIs. Great player for the Iowa Cubs.
Got runners on first, 1 out, top of the second, scoreless. Here's first pitch, and middle inside, strike 1. Carnes gets into his stance. And here's the 0-1. And a swing and a miss outside. Almost gets the runner on second. Stolen base will not get him in time. He is safe.
Pitch out situation there. Little surprised that Kawasaki swung at that high ball. Still a great shot trying to get the runner down at second, but he's in there safely. Now runner in scoring position for Kawasaki.
Saki, no balls. Chopper to second. Might get the pitch there in time. First will not get there in time. We got runners on first and second.
Unfortunate bounce there. The shortstop, he had nothing really to do. That ball was put right back in the dirt. Enough time to advance 2 runners. Now 2 runners on the base pass for the Iowa Cubs. Still threatening.
Now batting, second baseman, Jamil Weeks.
Weeks, man. There's so many good things you can say about him. He's one of the best all-around characteristic players on the team for Iowa.
Yep, and a shout out to our organist, Bill Ramby, playing the organ.
Ball right down the middle, 92 mile an hour for strike 1.
Weeks hitting 140, trying to bump that up to.
A little technical difficulties there. We are back. We have an 0-2 count. And a swing out for foul ball. Still be a 0-2 count. 1 out. Runners on first and second. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Low outside. Ball 1.
They get back for Carnes. 2 outs or bases loaded.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Got a piece of it. It will sail out of bounds for another foul ball.
I just need to straighten that swing out if you're the Cubs. You could be looking at a crooked number.
1-2. Low it in the dirt. Runners will stay on first and second. 2-2 count. Runners on first and second. Top of the second. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And another foul ball.
Once again, fouled down the third baseline. You can straighten this out. Look for a big inning for the Cubs.
And he will go foul ball again. Get a piece of these balls, but not getting anything to stay in bounds.
Maybe just a little bit more patient, a little bit out in front on some of these pitches. Be looking at a big hit.
Low and outside.
Still have to appreciate his patience, though. Was an 0-2 count, now he's batted back all the way to full, threatening to load the bases up for the Iowa Cubs.
Full count, 1 out, top of the second. Runners on first and second. Straight into the dirt for another foul ball.
Carnes already looking up at 42 pitches, and we're still in the second.
Grounder to the second, might get the ball to first, and he does for a double play.
Great double play. And if you're the Storm Chasers, you could be getting out of a huge jam here. Just quick defensive play, right to short, and a quick turn for 2.
And right after this, we'll be right back with the bottom of the second. I'm Dan along with Steve. You're listening to the Chive Sports Radio.
Up next, Omaha Storm Chaser Brian Pena.
Back in Kauffman Stadium. Big jam that the Storm Chasers just got out of. Now in the bottom of the second here as Cologne takes the mound.
First pitch with the ball. Now here's the 1-0 pitch. And a
Great
swing.
turn on that play.
Gets the grounder to right field. Get a base hit.
Great swing by Pena, just turning on that ball. First hit here for the Storm Chasers this afternoon, just out of the reach of the third baseman. Great swing. Storm Chasers in business early.
Great way to get started off. First batter to start at the bottom of the second.
Up next, Ramon Hera.
Now batting Hera. Hera watches that one go right down the middle for an easy strike. Now quickly down 0-2. Ramon Hera, 6 foot 170 pounder, hitting 320 on the year. He's really had a great year. Came into his own this year.
You know, for him being 22, he's probably maybe a future leader for this club.
He gets a hold of that high pop-up, should be playable and shallow, and shortstop's over there for out number 1.
Great way, didn't want to have it. That was Kawasaki that got a hold of that one. Probably wanted to make up for, his efforts from the top of the second.
You look at the Cubs defense, solid defensive group. They're really just balanced from everywhere. There's not one huge strength that just pops out at you. It's just completely steady.
Up next, Michael Volk.
Another young player here for the Chasers, 19 years old, just out of high school. Solid young talent to be in the Royals organization. He watches that pitch go right down the middle for another strike number 1 for Cologne.
He grew up watching the Royals, probably going to games. Be a part of this ball club is probably a dream come true for him.
Volpe and the Royals in their home whites, Cubs in their away grays. Some knee-high socks, old school for the Cubs. Cologne's pitch on the left side of the plate, into the dirt. Now quickly 1-1. Volpe awaiting the pitch. He leans in for that one just outside the plate. Now quickly a 1-2 count on Volpe.
I think he might be going to try and get a home run and get Omaha on the board.
Iowa's had a great start and able to get runs in the first and second when both threatening. It'd be big for Omaha to get their groove here on offense. Reaching out, and that one is knocked foul off the course of the first baseline. Still 1-2 the count. Volpe waits, and he goes fishing for that one, and he's down, swinging. First out here for the Iowa Cubs.
Wait for Cologne to get this thing started. Gave up that one run, but now to bounce right back and get the first out.
Cologne has stayed steady all day. Good start for him. Not a ton of things to work through thus far, but if you know the Storm Chasers, they're
Up
a hot
next,
ball club.
Roman Pedrea.
One of the best offenses in all of AAA baseball. Pedrea watches that one go high.
Pedrea, only 25 years young, 6'1", 193. Really solid built player.
Also a lefty. Great to have that balance in your lineup. Always keeping the pitcher off balance. He gets a hold of this one over the second baseman's head and into right center. We'll have another base hit for the Storm Chasers. Quickly 2 on and 1 in scoring position for Whit Merrifield, who was actually on the Royals roster.
Up next, Whit
Just a year ago.
Merrifield.
Merrifield liking his chances, but still 2 outs. Big at bat here as that ball creams into the grandstands. Quickly down 0-1.
I like the song these players are choosing to walk out to. Really sets a statement for who they are.
They're really bubbly and bright characters, as that one just off the plate and a 1-1 the count. Fans getting into it here in Kauffman. The 30th pitch is on its way and it is smacked high. A pop-up here. Another one to shallow left center, and it will be caught for the 3rd out of the inning. You're listening to Storm Chaser Baseball here on Channel 5.
Here, I'm Ollie Williams, joined here today by
batting for
Fred
the Iowa
Goff.
Cubs,
How you
first
doing,
baseman
Fred?
Alexis
Good, how are you?
Cuervos.
I'm doing pretty well as the pitcher winds up for the Storm Chasers. Already a pitch underway for the top of the 3rd as he throws a strike right down the middle. Looks like he was stuck in stone. Might have seen a Medusa out there.
Yeah, slow game, slow start. 44 pitches for Carnes.
As it looks, it's a down under, counted as a ball. The count is 1-1. As the catchers give him the call, see what Carnes likes as he winds up for the pitch. Down under, and it's fouled off.
Carnes being a steady pitcher this game, having a lot less pitches than Cologne.
Heard he has a win share of 100. Like 100 wins. What would you say to that?
That's pretty crazy stat, but very believable.
As Carnes strikes out the Iowa batter, looking like Dave Bautista out here with that strip on his goatee.
Now batting for the Iowa Cubs,
Great,
Robbie Diabetes.
great one down, you would say, right?
Yeah. Diabetes up next. He's a strong hitter, good formidable opponent for Carnes.
As Carnes winds up, and it's just over Robbie DiBiase's head as he had a flyout in the first inning. As the count starts off 1-0.
DiBiase being a left-handed hitter against a right-handed pitcher. Good matchup.
As it's a line drive down the second as he swings it over the first for the routine out. Seems like that's kind of the motto. Once you see a ball fly by their head, they're like, what's going on?
Good play by Omaha Storm Chaser, second
Up next
baseman.
for the
Toss it
Iowa
right over
Cubs,
to the first
Jim
baseman for the easy
Stoddard.
out.
As 2 outs, one more could end the Iowa's chances of getting the first run on the day. Still both scoreless. As the first strike is right down the left side of the middle. As it seems like Kearns is just on fire.
Carnes being, like
Oh,
I said, a
no.
steady pitcher. 2 outs already into the top of the 3rd with 51 pitches thrown.
Winds up. And it's just down right by his kneecap. Hopefully he's not trying to take out the competition. Don't want to have a brawl starting out here.
It would be entertaining, but we do not want to see that.
As it's up the middle side. Oh, and he messed up the catch. Throws it over the second, and he's safe. Little of a outfield error by O'Brien, as you would say.
O'Brien a little sloppy with
Now
the chopped
batting
ball
for
out
the
to him in
Cubs.
the left field.
Left fielder, Alex
You
Alonso.
only imagine how much the manager feels as we saw an intense shot of him in the dugout.
Yeah, you can only imagine how much O'Brien feels as he knows he's the one that let him get to second base.
That will definitely not get you to the majors as he's still in AAA.
Very agreeable.
As we now have a runner at second due to the mishaps in the left side of the outfield. Left field. As we get a strike right away as Kearns is still on fire. And he tries to pick him off, but is safe.
Carnes trying to pick up the slack that O'Brien made with the fielding error.
Now we're 54 pitches. And he's steady trying to get him. You're going to have to throw faster than that. We're going to have to fake him. One of the two.
Stoddard already having a stolen base in the first. Carnes really aware of that.
As he throws the changeup, the count is now 1-1 at the top of the third. Still scoreless with the Iowa Cubs and the Omaha Storm Chasers.
Cubs hitter making Carnes work for the strikeout.
And it's lined over as he winds up to throw it over the third with the rainbow throw. And that is the last out of the top of the third. Your Iowa Cubs up next as we are on Channel 5 Sports Network.
Bottom of the order, first baseman Greg LeBlue.
Cologne back on the mound, going against Storm Chaser hitter Club Alf.
Club definitely a unique name. Wonder where his native family's from.
I don't know. Hard last name to really pronounce too. As Cologne is on an even pitch against Club. Cologne letting it go. To be high center against Club. Club swings at it and fouls it up.
Make sure to get your top cards, your local packs. Get all your favorite baseball players in your top cards.
Bottom of the third, Storm Chasers and Iowa are still tied. As Cologne has at a 1-2 count. Now evening out to 2-2 against Club. Cologne hitting the dirt with that pitch. And on deck next is Billy Burns.
Billy Burns, one of the star athletes of the Omaha Storm Chasers.
Having an interview early on in the game.
Yeah, he seemed pretty energetic. He said just to strike him out and hit dingers.
As Club grounds it out to first baseman and gets the easy out.
Easy out indeed. Now here comes Billy Burns, who was
Now
down
batting
out
Center
in the
fielder
first inning.
0
Billy.
for 1.
Burns.
See if he
Cologne with 1 out. Score still tied.
See if he can hit the first dinger of the game.
Very unlikely, but he could. He is the leadoff hitter. Cologne with 1-0-1 count. Lets the next one go, and it's going to be outside, and it's going to be counted as a ball. Evens out the count 1-1. Cologne letting it go again, and it's going to be low center. And they count that as a strike as the count goes 1-2 for Cologne.
Looks like Billy just tried to get it out of there with that golf swing he attempted, but it was a little too early swing attempt.
39 pitches for Cologne as he lets his 40th one go. It's going to be counted as a ball low, and it's going to even out the count 2-2.
Looking like he's trying to go for another full count.
Cologne pitches it as Burns fouls it left.
Looks like the catcher was trying to make an attempt, but realized it didn't go up that high.
No runners on base. I wouldn't waste the energy running after it, but on deck next is Ben Casso for the Storm Chasers. As Cologne is at a full count against Burns, looking for the strikeout as he lets it go. Burns connects with the ball, grounds it to shortstop, and shortstop gets it over to first for the out. 2 outs for the Iowa.
2 outs for them. So as we see the replay, to make sure that he was fully out as Kawasaki.
Now batting shortstop.
Distance covered
Ben
with 18 feet as he
Castro.
throws it over there. 81 miles per hour. Little 80 miles. He might have been safe.
Little cross rocket arm there, throwing it.
Yep.
As Cologne is up against Castro. Cologne gets his first ball on Castro. This would be 1-0 count with 2 outs and 44 pitches for Cologne. Score still tied 0-0 at the bottom of the third.
Yep, still scoreless. We're just looking for that first run to come in.
On Ian Castro. Grounded
Just,
down the left
Counted
foul
fair.
line
It's counted fair.
as they can't get the play to happen, and Castro gets to second base. Easy inside double.
Yep, as the third base judge was called it fair, as it seems the third base was like, screw that. Let me get my outfield.
As he gives up on the run,
Left fielder.
he gives up 2
Peter
bases
O'Brien.
because of that mistake. Cologne letting it go high center as a strike. 1 on second, pitch count 0-1 for Cologne. Peter O'Brien hitting for the Storm Chasers.
He's batting 600. Pretty good.
Pretty high. Would be really bad to see him strike out as he connects with the next pitch, and center fielder running up, trying
Seems
to
like
get
we're
home plate.
Gonna get the
Walk off. Yeah. Walk off hit. And that'll do it for the game as the Storm Chasers get it with 1 run. This has been Fred Goff and Ollie Williams for Channel 5 Sports News. Close game by the Storm Chasers and Cubs as Storm Chasers take it by 1.
Great hit from Peter O'Brien to end that game. I mean, it was close all the way through, very defensive, but Peter O'Brien came up clutch in that last play.
Yeah, he got a good hit, got a stolen base, all those leading runs. It looked like a back and forth game. Didn't know if somebody's going to get the lead off, but, it was Peter O'Brien that just came in clutch once again for his team.
Yeah.
Just recent news, Peter O'Brien down in the locker room with Steve Stephanopoulos.
Hi everyone, it's Steve Stephanopoulos as the Omaha Storm Chasers get a walk-off win to advance to 64-30 on the season. The Storm Chasers getting a walk-off hit from shortstop O'Brien. Peter O'Brien, what a game, man, what a game. So what did it take to get that last run in? It seems like no runs could come in. What did it take to get that one through?
Well, it took me running from third to home, just running that little distance. I don't know what else you want me to say.
Okay, so what was so tough about their pitching? Cologne was wheeling and dealing, so how do you guys finally break them in the end?
We got a few hits, but, Cologne's good pitcher. I think he's, he's from Dominican Republic. They're all probably on roids or something like that, but, just whatever. I mean, we won, they lost.
So you guys advanced to an AAA leading 64-30. What is it, guys, going to take you to get to title contention and win that title?
We got to score more runs than the other team each game, win games, and yeah.
Thank you, guys. He's Peter O'Brien, and for Channel 5 Sports, I'm Steve Stephanopoulos. Thank you guys for watching. Your final score, Storm Chasers 1, Cubs 0. Thank you for watching.
Channel 5, we're there for you. When times are tough, we'll help you through with news and sports and